Hello, you all. You already know what we finna get into. And we're going to start with some letters to you. First edition. Letters to you. First edition. Ain't done these in a while with some letters to you. Letters to you. Letters addressed to the collective. Woo! Do not sacrifice yourself for others. Their weight is not yours to carry. Dear you, do not sacrifice yourself for others. Their weight is not yours to carry. Unload and focus on you. You'll thank yourself. That's supposed to say later, but also, dear you, do not dwell on the outcomes. This is yours, whether people support it or not. What is meant will be, no matter what. Dear you, what have you done for yourself lately? Self-care is so important. If you do not pour into yourself, how can you pour into others? Take care of yourself, love. Dear you, do you realize how truly great you are? How amazing, and you possess all the power you need to conquer what you want. Go for it. Dear you, work on your knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, beauty, love, justice, strength, and foundation. Empower. It's important. Put you first. So this is definitely about somebody putting themselves first here. It says here, dear you, the only way out is through. Feel each emotion, gain what you need to gain, and release. You will come out stronger, more knowledgeable. It's all for you to grow and evolve. Bottom of the deck. Dear you, it's time for you to awaken to you. It's time for you to come home to you. Nothing else matters at this point. It's time to come home and get the only house that's important in order, and that is you, my love. That house is you. So there's somebody out there that is self-sacrificing, okay, for others. And while it is beautiful to want to help others, you have to put you first. Y'all, this is a lesson that I had to learn myself, so I'm going to tell you. It's beautiful to want to do and help others and be there for others. And the divine will see that as beautiful. But at the same time, the divine also feels like you as his child is beautiful too. So he wants you to give to yourself as well. See yourself as well. This exact same way you see others and want to help them or take on a load, that's the exact same way you should see yourself. The exact same way that you want to support yourself. The same way that you would support another. And that's in any form. And know that because you focus on you, them other people will be okay. The divine has them. The divine is the savior. So you can focus on you, and you will be able to do that. They will be able to get through without you, but you have to trust in that, trust in the divine, pray for them, but you have to, focus on yourself, because that's most important. Just even here, if you focus on everybody else so much, how can you have time to pour into yourself? Then sometimes when you do that, your identity gets swallowed up in being that caretaker. And then people will only like love your hand or love how you show up for them, or things like that, but they don't love you. I mean, because you don't know you. You don't pour into you. They just love your hand and how you show up versus loving you and who you are, because your identity has become like a hero or heroine. That's what they're looking forward to, because you're going to carry that weight, or you're going to show up, or you're going to pour into them. And then you're going to pour and pour and pour, and you're going to be empty, and then you're not going to have anything to give to yourself. So this is really important, to have that self-love and to support yourself. And if somebody get mad at you doing that, or if somebody feels the type of way about you doing that and taking care of yourself and focusing on yourself, then they're not for you. Okay? You'll have to holler at them another time later down the line if they ever get to that level and to that point, because they should understand that. And you just have to put you first. When it comes to that, you have to sometimes put you first. And for some people, especially that's like this, because it was even hard for me, it's hard to do that, when you're so used to doing that. And it's even harder for myself, because I can feel people's emotions. Like, I know I can feel you needing me. And it was something that I would always be used to doing since I've been a child. So it kind of, I took a back seat. So what I truly wanted, it all took a back seat. Everything. So that means I was walking around unhealed, not poured into, but I was pouring and pouring and pouring until I had nothing left. Even when I didn't have it to give. So those things could be detrimental to you. And then sometimes you could, once you get to a point where you don't have nothing left, you can become resentful. Maybe not that you regret helping anybody, but you become resentful, because sometimes, which I will say 9 times out of 10, what you pour out, you don't get. So you have to make sure you have some of that for yourself. And the divine will love to see that, because he will see you loving yourself, because you are also his creation. And you deserve love. You deserve that support. So if you're not getting it, the way you should, and from, others surrounding you, and y'all all working together, and, y'all having a balance, and you're being poured into, then that's when you have to say, oh, and you got to get a little bit selfish so that you can persevere. What do we have for do not sacrifice yourself for others? Their weight is not yours to carry. Focus on you. You'll thank yourself later. Yeah. Self-esteem. Some of you need deliverance. It's time to awaken. Some of you need deliverance here, nurturance, that water, the divine. You steady sacrificing for others, and you being weighed down, your self-esteem getting low, because you're looking to what you're doing as your confidence. It's not just coming from within you, it's coming from the weight that you carry for others. You're looking outside of yourself for a pat on the back or a good job, and that's dangerous to place your self-esteem in there. Because when ain't nobody giving that pat on the back or a good job, what you gonna think? That you not worthy or something? Nah. See, that's why I gotta come from the divine and come from within you. Because sometimes people are not going to do that. But that don't necessarily mean it has any effect on, who you are. So that's why it's important to have that and have that connection with yourself and with the divine, which is one. Because say for instance, for an example, like myself, starting from the ground up, say I was looking for people to like what I do and give me a pat on the back, and because they wasn't doing that, I would stop doing what I'm doing. Since the quality work that I put in, it don't get the outcome that it should with what I pour in. What if I was just to stop? With even being a reader. No, see, my confidence don't come from views, likes, numbers, because I still know, because I have that self-esteem to know, and that connection to the divine to know that I'm still good. It doesn't take away from what I am. Even with the things that I was creating, like as far as clothes and nails and glasses and accessories and just the whole nine. It was something that I enjoyed. And what if I was to stop doing that because it doesn't get the response that it should, because of the quality that I put into it and how it comes out beautiful? No, I know I'm dope. See, that's where your self-esteem come in at. I know I'm dope. I know I'm raw. I know it's fire. So just because thousands and thousands of people ain't on the same boat as I'm on, that don't mean I'm gonna stop doing or being me. See, that's where this comes in at. Because then you will stop, and then who knows what it could be. And even like what I did, it was just the beginning. I keep mastering and keep leveling up in all my craft. So like stopping is just like, wait a minute. No. And for me to even just beginning, it's damn good. Like, so ain't no telling, as I keep leveling up and keep cultivating and keep going, what could it be? And that's that confidence and that self-esteem within myself and within the Most High, not outside of myself. So this is important here. What is dear you? That's just an example. Dear you, do not dwell on the outcomes. This is yours, whether people support it or not. What is meant will be, no matter what. So whether people support you or not, you still have to have that balance. And this is just in anything in your life. Whether it's people support you on whether you want to heal or buy that vehicle or get that home or work that job around the block or start painting or write poetry or start dancing or go to nursing school or go to business school. Just because other people don't support you, that doesn't mean, because what is yours, it is yours. And what is meant to be for you, it will be, whether people support it or not. You have to take the lead. And sometimes you have to be influential to yourself. Sometimes you got to be in that dream world and envisioning things and let it come down. Let it come into fruition. Let it balance out. Sometimes you got to cheer yourself on. Like, yep, I'm going to get that job. Yeah, such and such may not support me working here, but shoot, I support me working here, you know? Because everybody is not going to support everything that you do. Some people wouldn't support something that you do because they don't want you to do better than them. Don't want you to be happier than them. So they just not going to support it. They just not going to support you. And I can resonate with these things with y'all. I can tell y'all, you know, so I'm going to keep going though, but to let you know that y'all that are here right now, y'all can get through that. But it starts within and it starts with you. What is dear you? What have you done for yourself lately? Self-care is so important. Do not pour. If you do not pour into yourself, you cannot pour into others. Take care of yourself, love. We have command. Yeah. See, if you pour into yourself, you'll have the stamina to rule whatever domain you in. You'll have the stamina to not only you're taking care of yourself, so you good, so you got the stamina to pour into others, or you have the stamina to pour into whatever it is that you want, or to even have the stamina to get through a certain situation, to bite through that thing. But you have to take care of yourself to be able to do that. You have to be dedicated and loyal to you. This just all goes back to that support. We have dear you. Do you realize how truly great you are? You are amazing and you possess all the power you need to conquer what you want. So go for it. 2 came out. Yeah. Some of you, it's time to get in alignment to pursuing you, your identity. It's time to go for it. A lot of you are amazing and you don't know how unique and how amazing you are. Everybody is in their own right. There is no other you. Even with people being identical twins, there is no other you. There's something amazing and unique about you. So it's time to go after you. So it's time to approach that here and get into alignment with you in the divine, so you can follow them synchronicities and be in alignment with self and the divine. That's something to pursue so that you can hold it together. And you'll be always able to hold, your identity together. Know who you are. That's important because people will try to tell you who you are. Shoot, I know y'all be seeing me. I be like, because I work too hard for it to know who I am. So I'll be like, oh, hell no. Ain't nobody about to tell me shit about who I am. Not all that I went through to get to where I'm at. And that's important because people will try to tell you who you are and what you are. And I'm telling you, if you believe them, it's not ever... I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it ain't really who you are. It's always lower. And that's what people do. So you can't give that type of power here. We got here, dear you, work on your knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, beauty, love, justice, strength, foundation, and power. It's important to put you first. And these are the attributes of the divine. So it's time to work on, your eternal life. So it can shine through. Putting you first is so important. You putting the divine first, putting you first is so important. See, that's where you'll get a strong foundation. That's when you will begin to see the beauty, the love, and the justice in your life. You know, gaining that knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. And power. Having the attributes of the divine. Being one with the divine. So that could be dominant within you. This is good. Your central, that center. It's focusing on the details and putting in the effort. Having that intimacy, that respect here. And then it'll help some of you, because some of you could be facing addictions and, you know, the sex department, addictions, codependency, parasites. A lot of you are selfless and very giving and caring, and I'm telling you, people will suck that, and this is a spiritual warning, because people will suck it dry and then look at you like you crazy. Okay, it's time to follow them instincts. Okay, listen to the messenger, because it's time to cleanse. Because people will straight look at you crazy like you ain't. And you be like, what the? You could sacrifice all day. You would be looking like, what? How people will look at you. So it's important to put you first and have that within you and build that solid foundation and relationship, you know, with you first. And with the divine, that's your first commitment here. Commitment to the divine, commitment to you. And then you will see, you will learn, here go learning, learn how valuable you are. You'll come to realize, okay, because in this instance, even though you're being giving and you're caring and you can get drained and people could stick on you like a tick, I'm telling y'all, it'll still be you that is against you in this instance, though, because you're not putting you first. You are your opposition. And like I said, you always are your biggest adversary. You are your biggest enemy. Whether you doing dirt or whether you sweet as pie, it can still have, when something doesn't have balance, it can still have a negative effect on your life. Dear you, the only way out is through. Feel each emotion, gain what you need to gain, and release. You will come out stronger and more knowledgeable. It's all for you to grow and evolve. A lot of times people try to, you don't want to feel. You don't want to feel that pain. You don't want to feel that hurt. And this is beautiful what came out for this. Because then you'll get to distracting yourself with other things, because you don't want to feel what you need to feel. But those emotions and the things that you feel, I be calling them alerts, because it's alerting you to something. Okay, and it's some, since you're feeling something, it's something that you need to learn from, whatever that is. I be calling them alerts. When you're sad about something, when you're angry about something, you know, even when you're happy, alerts. It's something to see, something to learn from each of those emotions, especially at the times that you are going through them. But a lot of people, you'll try to distract yourself from that here, try to withdraw. That's when the other things come into play, the sex, the drugs, the anything. It ain't even got to be nothing negative. It could be something positive, but overly indulgent. Still no good. Then you begin to wander off. Like, and then you don't get to gain what you need to gain. And then even by like suppressing things, you don't get to gain what you need to gain from it. So you still on that level where, shoot, sometimes that's how you get to go through. That's why you have to go through them cycles over and over and over again. And then some people even try to do something different, but you still be kind of going through the same cycle. It just be a different scenery or a different face, but it's the same shit. Like, you can't run from it. It's for you to learn and gain that understanding and that knowledge so that you can evolve. This is about change and, you know, you evolving and you growing here. So we have here, dear you, it's time for you to awaken to you. It's time for you to come home to you. Nothing else matters at this point. It's time to come home and get the only house that's important in order. And I'm not talking about your physical house. I'm talking about you. That house is you, my love. Some of you fear that. Some of you fear your own self. You fear what's in there. You fear looking at the man and or woman in the mirror. But it's time to face these fears. What you should fear is not being awakened, not getting your house in order, not thinking about yourself. That's what you should fear. It's time to ponder on the great of the great. It's time to see who you are in its totality. There's nothing to fear. And if you fear that, you don't have to do it alone, because the divine can help you with that and then also help you gain that understanding. See, it's time for intimacy with yourself. To respect yourself. Again, going back to your identity. You're going to pull 3 of these. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Because when you get to this point where you're not focused on you looking outward at everything. Then you're judging everybody. You're judging everything. You're even judging yourself because you're not whole within you. We have discipline. You can accomplish what you put your mind to, so you can accomplish this. For some of y'all, it's time to for ascension to the royal you with these colors coming out. We have loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Some of y'all scared to be by yourself. Some of y'all scared to be in isolation. Some of y'all scared to be, to yourself for a moment. But you got to think that it's all right. You don't always have to be surrounded by a whole bunch of people. And I'm not saying stay isolated, because that'll be unhealthy too as well. You do have to get out there. You always need someone. But for this time of you finding out who you are, it is okay to be alone, because look, you're going to be with just your energy. Them outside influences is not influencing who you are. So you get to know you to your core, that nakedness. It's not tainted. And then know that you're never alone. The divine is always there. And then we have success. I know that there's no greater goal than to love. That's true success. Loving the divine, loving yourself, loving your brother, your sister, and that's everybody. True success. Ascension. So it's time, for some consciousness. Look at me. The consciousness to be raised. Because y'all was finna make up a word. That's why. It was like, not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Yeah, basically like a sword of truth. Let go. Alignment is right after that. Let go to get an alignment. Right on top of that is inward revolution. Yeah. Time to focus on what's in. That eternal life. It's important. This could be for some divine masculines here, or it could be some feminines and masculine energy, but this could be for some men out there. It's time to evolve. It's time to let go. So you can create space for your expansion. For you knowing who you are. Create space for that rescue. 18, that's that let go. 18, let go of the things that bind you down. So that you can get that rescue. It's not meant for you to carry everything on your own. So these could be, this could be definitely for some divine masculine. It's time to get them chakras lit up and in order. To know who you are, because you are everything. Time to learn that sacred geometry. That's what it's time for. Can we get one more? Can we get one more, please? Yeah, sensitivity. I'll be walking around acting super hard. Nah, it's time for you to feel. It's okay to feel. I know they tell you it's time for some of y'all masculine to get in touch with y'all divine feminine. Because it's balance. We're all masculine and feminine. I know they try to tell y'all what a man's supposed to be, and you ain't supposed to feel. You supposed to be rock hard. And I'm not saying be all like a big old baby, but y'all are allowed to feel. That is crazy. You are human too. Y'all are allowed to feel and be sensitive to things. Y'all are allowed to express yourselves and how y'all feel. And whoever don't want to let y'all express yourselves and how y'all feel and get that out, they ain't for you. They gotta go. They gotta go. It's time for the evolution of the divine masculine too, as well as the feminine, the bottom of the deck, divine feminine. This is about getting that balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because guess what? It's not balanced. It's not balanced within you. So guess what? Guess what's happening on the outside in the world? It's not balanced. It's always some type of gender war. That's because it's not balanced within yourselves. Everything that's on the outside of you, everything that we're viewing, it points something out on the inside of you. That's why it's so important to get what's inside that eternal life together. That's why that's so important, because it all starts with you. And a lot of times, we like to look on the outside to try to get that together, but it starts from within you. Just think if everybody was to do that, you will begin to see those that reflect on the outside, something more healthy or something more balanced. I ain't saying that all of the trials and tribulations will be gone, but it'd be a little bit lighter. You'll be able to gain a more understanding. It'd be a balance, at least. And now it ain't no balance. And that's why you see these things even go on. Even like when you see a whole lot of wars, that's because the war in man's mind is going on inside of you. So guess what? It's reflecting on the outside. So it's time for new focus, your spiritual health. Your spiritual health, and then everything will get into balance. But it's okay to feel, but to gain an understanding. I'm going to get a law, and we're going to listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, Devotion. That's the song for this read. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Devotion. Can we get a law, please, for this read here? Can we get a law? Oh, come on, yeah. Tell them. Let them know. It says here, the law of emergent evolution. Make a new declaration for your life. I told y'all about the evolution. We got butterflies here. About that transformation was back in the butterflies is light. It's a bright light. So it's time to evolve the world. Time for change, transformation. And then at the top, guess what this law is? Y'all ain't gonna believe it. It's the law of action. Get out of your comfort zone and take bold action today. It's time to take that action. See, y'all comfortable and complacent when you're supposed to be changing and evolving. And a lot of people want to, oh, I'm going to stay the same. Yep. No. 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 And it don't matter how old you are. It don't matter how old you are. I always be saying, listen, I'm going to be growing and evolving until it's time for me to go. Y'all going to see me change. And evolve. As I grow. And it's beautiful. I have already evolved and changed from what I once was. How I once moved. My life now from my life before is completely different. We got Psalms 91, a protection prayer. 2 as well. Okay, you'll be protected in doing so. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty, so the divine will give you rest. Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You're in that secret place already, but it's up to you whether you're going to let the light in and seek that light of where you are. All the divine need is your permission. And that's the beauty too, because he's not going to force anything upon you. You have a choice, you have free will, if you want it or not. But if you want it, he'll give it to you. And if you don't want it, it says here, Yahshua watches over all who love him. I will lie down and sleep in peace, for you alone, O Yahweh, make me dwell in safety. Yahweh is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in love. The steadfast love of Yahweh is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him. Commit to Yahweh whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. And then we have here, we are the people Yahweh watches over, the flock under his care. Show me your ways, O Yahshua, teach me your paths. Yahweh has heard my supplication. Yahweh will receive my prayer. Be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead. So I hope you all got a message from this read that'll help you along your journey. Know that Yahweh loves you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Peace.